Shabbat Shalom, Mishpachah, and blessings. I will be continuing on with the CEPHERIYM, the series of the Book of the Shaymayim. It's a collection of writings on the heavens. We are on... Oh no, where's my bookmark? Okay, here's my bookmark. It's so tiny. The universe didn't create itself. Okay, so... we are on First Enoch 75. These are the leaders of the chiefs of the thousands, which are over all creation and over all the stars, with the four which are added and never separated from the place allotted them, according to the complete calculation of the year. And these serve 4 days, which are not calculated in the calculation of the year. Respecting them, men greatly err. For these luminaries truly serve in the dwelling place of the world 1 day in the first gate, 1 in the third gate, 1 in the fourth gate, and 1 in the sixth gate. And the harmony of the world becomes complete every 364 state of it. And the harmony of the world becomes complete every 364 state of it. So that must mean when they talked about there being 364 days in a year, this must correlate with that. For the signs, the seasons, the years, and the days, Uriel showed me, the angel whom Yahuwah of glory appointed over all the luminaries of Shaymayim, and in the world, that they might rule in the face of the sky, and appearing over the earth or the arets, become conductors of the days and nights. The sun, the moon, the stars, and all the ministries of Shaymayim, which make their circuit with all the chariots of the Shaymayim. Thus Uriel showed me 12 gates open for the circuit of the chariots of the sun in Shaymayim, from which the rays of the sun shoot forth. From these proceed heat over the arets or the earth, when they are opened in their stated seasons. They are for the winds of the Ruach, the spirit, the Kodesh spirit. The winds of the Ruach. Wind can also mean breath or resemble breath. Of the dew, when in their seasons they are opened in Shaymayim at extremities. 12 gates I beheld in Shaymayim at the extremities of the earth of the arets, through which the sun, moon, and stars, and all the works of the Shaymayim proceed at their rising and setting. Many windows also are open on the right and on the left. One window at a season grows extremely hot. So also are there gates from which the stars go forth as they are commanded, and in which they are set according to their number. I saw likewise the chariots of Shaymayim running in the world above to those gates in which the stars turn, which never set. One of these is greater than all, which goes round the whole world. First Enoch 76. And at the extremities of the arets I beheld 12 gates open for all the winds, from which they proceed and blow over the earth. 3 of them are open in the front of Shaymayim, 3 in the west, 3 on the right side of Shaymayim, and 3 on the left. The first 3 are those which are towards the east. These are towards the north. 3 are towards the north, 3 behind those which are upon the left, towards the south, and 3 on the west. From 4 of them proceeds winds of blessing and of health, and from 8 proceeds winds of punishment, when they are sent to destroy the arets and the Shaymayim above it, or the earth and the heaven above it, all its inhabitants, and all which are in the waters or on the dry land. The first of these winds proceed from the gate termed the eastern, through the first gate on the east, which inclines southwards. From this goes forth destruction, drought, heat, and perdition. From the second gate, the middle one, proceeds equity. There issue from it rain, fruitfulness, health, and dew. And from the third gate northwards proceeds cold and drought. After these proceed the south winds through the 3 principal gates. Through their first gate, which inclines eastwards, proceeds a hot wind. But from the middle gate proceeds grateful odor, dew, rain, health, and life. From the third gate, which is westwards, proceed dew, rain, blight, and destruction. After these are the winds to the north, which is called the sea, from 3 gates. The 7th gate is on the east, inclining southwards. From this proceeds dew, rain, blight, and destruction. From the middle direct gate proceeds rain, dew, life, and health. And from the 3rd gate, which is westwards, inclining towards the south, proceed mist, frost, snow, rain, dew, and blight. After these 4 are the winds to the west. From the 1st gate, inclining northwards, proceeds dew, rain, frost, cold, snow, and chill. From the middle gate proceeds rain, health, and blessing. And from the last gate, which is southwards, proceed drought, destruction, scorching, and perdition. The account of the 12 gates of the 4 quarters of Shaymayim is ended. All their laws, all their punishment, and the health of them have I explained to you, my son, Methuselah. Enoch's son, Methuselah. Okay. First Enoch 77. The first wind is called the eastern because it is the first. The second is called the south because El Elyon there descends and frequently there descends and is blessed forever. The western wind has the name of diminution because there all the luminaries of Shaymayim are diminished and descend. The 4th wind, which is named the north, is divided into 3 parts, one of which is for the habitation of man, another for seas of water with valleys, woods, rivers, shady places, and snow, and the 3rd part is paradise. 7 high mountains I beheld, higher than all the mountains of the Eretz, or the earth, from which frost proceeds, while days, seasons, and years depart and pass away. 7 rivers I beheld upon earth, or Eretz, greater than all rivers, one of which takes its course from the west into a great sea, its water flows. 2 come from the north to the sea, their waters flowing into the Erythraean Sea, the Red Sea, on the east. And with respect to the remaining 4, they take their course in the cavity of the north, 2 to their sea, the Erythraean Sea, and 2 are poured into the Great Sea, where also it is said is a desert. 7 great islands I saw in the sea and on the earth, or the Eretz, 7 in the Great Sea. First Enoch 78. The names of the sun are these: one Ariaras, the other Tomas. The moon has 4 names. The first is Asanya, the second Ebla, the third Benes, the 4th Ere. These are the 2 great luminaries, whose orbs are as the orbs of the Shaymayim, or the heaven, and the dimensions of both are equal. In the orb of the sun are 7 parts of light, which are added to it more than to the moon. By measure it is put in until the 7th portion of the sun is departed. They enter into the western gate, circuit by the north, and through the eastern gate go forth over the face of heaven, or Shaymayim. When the moon rises, it appears in Shaymayim, or heaven, and the half of a seventh portion of light is all in it. In 14, the whole of its light is completed. These 3 quintuples light is put into it. Until 15, its light is completed, according to the signs of the year. It has 3 quintuples. The moon has the half of a 7th portion. During its diminution of the first day, its light decreases a 14th part. On the 2nd day, it decreases a 13th part. On the 3rd day, a 12th part. On the 4th day, an 11th part. On the 5th day, a 10th part. On the 6th day, a 9th part. On the 7th day, it decreases an 8th part. On the 8th day, it decreases a 7th part. On the 9th day, it decreases a 6th part. On the 10th day, it decreases a 5th part, and so on and so forth. And I'll go down to the next. Okay, it also has a period of 28 days. Or wait, on stated months, the moon has 29 days, and then it says it also has a period of 28 days. Uriel, I don't even see a part where it says anything about there being 31 days or 30 days. So that must be another befuddlement of the Roman Catholic Magisterium or the Jesuit Illuminati messing with our calendar. They must have had to add the days to make up for something, possibly adding the months, the 2 extra months that are not supposed to be in our year. That's only my speculation. Sorry. It's okay, baby. Uriel likewise showed me another regulation. When light is poured into the moon, how it is poured into it from the sun. All the time that the moon is in progress with its light, it is poured in the presence of the sun, until light is in 14 days completed in heaven, or the Shaymayim. And when it is wholly extinguished, its light is consumed in heaven. And on the first day it is called the new moon, for on that day light is received into it. It becomes precisely completed on the day that the sun descends into the west, while the moon ascends at night from the east. The moon then shines all the night until the sun rises before it. When the moon disappears in turn before the sun, where light comes to the moon, there again it decreases until all its light is extinguished, and the days of the moon pass away. Then its orb remains solitary without light. During 3 months it affects in 30 days its period, and during 3 months it affects it in 29 days each, in which it affects its decrease in its first period and in the first gate in 177 days. And at the time of its going forth, during 3 months it appears 30 days each, and during 3 months it appears 29 days each. In the night it appears for each 20 as a man, and in the day as heaven, or Shaymayim, for it is nothing else except its light, the light of heaven, the light of the Shaymayim. And now my son, okay, we're on verse 79. And now my son, Methuselah, I have shown you everything, and every ordinance of the stars of the Shaymayim is finished. He showed me every ordinance respecting these, which is at all times and in all seasons, under every influence, in all years, at the arrival and under the rule of each, during every month and every week. Also the decrease of the moon, which is effected in the 6th gate, for in the 6th gate is its light consumed. From this is the beginning of the month, and its decrease is effected in the 6th gate in its period, until 177 days are completed. According to the mode of calculation by weeks, 25 and 2 days. It is less than that of the sun, according to the ordinance of the stars, by 5 days in one time precisely, when that visible situation is completed. Such is the appearance and likeness of every luminary, which Uriel, the great angel who conducts them, showed to me. First Enoch 80. In those days Uriel answered and said to me, Behold, I have showed you all things, O Enoch, and all things have I revealed to you. You see the sun, the moon, and those which conduct the stars of the heaven, or Shaymayim, which cause all their operations, seasons, and arrivals to return. It's a cycle. In the days of sinners, the years shall be shortened. Their seed shall be backward in their prolific soil. And everything done on earth or eretz shall be subverted and disappear in its season. The rain shall be restrained, and Shaymayim shall stand still. In those days the fruits of the earth shall be late and not flourish in their season, and in their season the fruits of the trees shall be withheld. The moon shall change its laws, and not be seen at its proper period. But in those days shall Shaymayim be seen, shall heaven be seen. And barrenness shall take place in the borders of the great chariots in the west. It shall shine more than the orders of the light, while many chiefs among the stars of authority shall err, perverting their ways and works. Those shall not appear in their season who commanded them, and all the classes of the stars shall be shut up against sinners. The thoughts of those who dwell on the earth shall transgress within them, and they shall be perverted in all their ways. They shall transgress and think themselves Elohim, while evil shall be multiplied among them, and punishment shall come upon them, so that all of them shall be destroyed. First Enoch 81. He said, O Enoch, look on the sepher of the tablets of the Shaymayim, which have gradually dropped down. Okay, and reading that which is written in it, understand every part of it. Then I looked on all which was written and understood all, reading the Sefer and everything written in it, all the words of man, and of all the children of flesh upon earth during the generations of the world. Immediately after I blessed Yahuwah, the King of glory, who has thus forever formed the whole workmanship of the world, and I glorified Yahuwah on account of his long suffering and blessing towards the children of the world. At that time I said, Blessed is the man who shall die, righteous and good, against whom no catalogue of crime has been written, and with whom iniquity is not found. Then those 3 Kodesh ones caused me to approach and placed me on the earth, or the Eretz, before the door of my house. And they said unto me, Explain everything to Methuselah, your son, and inform all your children that no flesh shall be justified before Yahuwah, for he is their creator. During 1 year we shall leave you with your children, until you shall again recover your strength, that you may instruct your family. Write these things and explain them to all your children. But in another year they shall take you from the midst of them, and your heart shall be strengthened. For the elect shall point out righteousness to the elect, the righteous with the righteous shall rejoice, congratulating each other. But the sinners with sinners shall die, and the perverted with the perverted shall be drowned. Those likewise who act righteously shall die on account of the works of man, and shall be gathered together on account of the works of the wicked. In those days they finished conversing with me, and I returned to my fellow men, blessing Yahuwah of worlds. First Enoch 82. Now my son Methuselah, all these things I speak unto you and write for you. To you I have revealed all, and have given you CEPHERIYM of everything. Preserve my son Methuselah, the CEPHERIYM, written by your father, that you may reveal them to future generations. Wisdom have I given you to your children and your posterity, that they may reveal to their children for generations forever this wisdom in their thoughts, and that those who comprehend may not slumber, but hear with their ears, that they may learn this wisdom and be deemed worthy of eating wholesome food. Blessed are all the righteous, blessed are all who walk in righteousness, in whom is no crime, as in sinners, when all their days are numbered. With respect to the progress of the sun in heaven, or the Shaymayim, it enters and goes out of gate for 30 days, with the leaders of the 1,000 classes of the stars, with four which are added, and appertain to the 4 quarters of the year, which conduct them and accompany them at 4 periods. Respecting these, men greatly err, and do not calculate them in the calculation of every age, for they greatly err respecting them. Nor do men know accurately that they are in the calculation of the year, but indeed these are marked down forever. 1 in the first gate, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and 1 in the 6th, so that the year is completed in 364 days. Truly has been stated and accurately has been calculated that which is marked down for the luminaries, the months, the fixed periods, the years, and days. Uriel has explained to me and communicated to me, whom Yahuwah of all creation on my account commanded, according to the might of heaven and the power which it possesses, both by night and by day, or Lila and Yom, to explain light to man and the sun, moon, and stars, and of all the powers of the Shaymayim, which are turned with their respective orbs. This is the ordinance of the stars, which set in their places, in their seasons, in their periods, in their days, and in their months. Okay.
I'm going to take you back.
These are sorry guys. Okay, these are the names for those who conduct them, who watch and enter in their seasons, according to their ordinance, in their periods, in their months, in their influence, and in their stations. 4 conductors of them first enter, who separate the 4 quarters of the year. After these 12 conductors of their classes, who separate the months in the year, 364, with the leaders of 1,000, who distinguish between the days, as well as between the 4 additional ones which conductors divide the 4 quarters of the year. These leaders of 1,000 are in the midst of the conductors, and the conductors are added, each behind his station, and their conductors make the separation. These are the names of the conductors who separate the 4 quarters of the year, who are appointed: Melchal, Helamelech, Melial, and Naral. And the names of those who conduct them are Adnaral, Yasusal, and Yalumaal. These are the 3 who follow after the conductors of the classes. Ross, go off the bed! Which themselves follow after those conductors of the stations, who divide the 4 quarters of the year. In the first part of the year rises and rules Melchias, who is named Tamani and Zahai. The southern sun is what that's known as, Tamani and Zahai. All the days of his influence which he rules are 91 days, and these are the signs of the days which are seen upon the earth, or the Eretz. In the days of his influence, perspiration, heat, and trouble. All the trees become fruitful. The leaf of every tree comes forth. The grain is reaped. The rose and every species of flowers blossoms in the field, and the trees of winter are dried up. These are the names of the conductors who are under them: Barkaal, or Barkal, Zelsabal, and another additional conductor of 1,000 is named Heloyalef. Okay. The days of those influence have been completed. The other conductors next after them is Helemelech, whose name they called the splendid Zahai, or Zahai, something like that. All the days of his light are 91 days. These are the signs of the days upon earth, heat and drought, while the trees bring forth their fruit, warmed and concocted, and give their fruits to dry. The flocks follow, mate, and bear young. All the fruits of the earth are collected, with everything in the fields, and the vines are trodden. This takes place during the time of his influence. These are their names and orders, and the conductors who are under them, of those who are chiefs of 1,000. Gedayal, Teal, Heal, and the name, or Hayal, and the name of the additional leader of 1,000 is Asphayal. The days of his influence have been completed. I'm trying to read 10 chapters today because I didn't get to yesterday. I was only able to read 4 or 5 yesterday. My apologies. Okay, so we are on First Enoch 83. And now I have shown you, my son Methuselah, every sight which I saw prior to your birth. I will relate another vision which I saw before I was married. They resemble each other. The first was when I was learning a sefer, and the other before I was married to your mother. I saw a potent vision, and on account of these things besought Yahuwah. I was lying down in the house of my grandfather Malalel. I saw in a vision heaven thrown down and removed, or Shaymayim thrown down and removed. And when it fell upon the earth, or Eretz, I saw likewise the earth absorbed by a great abyss, and mountains suspended over mountains. Hills were sinking upon hills. Lofty trees were gliding off from their trunks, and were in the act of being projected and off, sinking into the abyss. And at these things the world fell down in my mouth. I cried out and said, the earth is destroyed. The word fell down in my mouth. That means my voice faltered, or literally the word fell down in my mouth. Then my grandfather Malalel raised me up and said to me, Why do you thus cry out, my son? And wherefore thus do you lament? I related to him the whole vision which I had seen. He said to me, Confirmed is that which you have seen, my son, and potent the vision of your dream respecting every secret sin of the earth. its substance shall sink into the abyss, and a great destruction take place. Now, my son, rise up and beseech Yahuwah of glory, for you are faithful, that a remnant may be left upon earth, and that he would not wholly destroy it. My son, all this calamity upon earth comes down from the Shaymayim. Upon Eretz, or earth, shall there be a great destruction. Then I arose, prayed, and entreated, and wrote down my prayer for the generations of the world, explaining everything to my son, Methuselah. When I went down below, and looking up to the heaven, beheld the sun proceeding from the east, the moon descending to the west, a few stars, and everything which Elohim has known from the beginning, I blessed Yahuwah of judgment, and magnified him, because he has sent forth the sun from the windows of the east, that ascending and rising in the face of Shaymayim, it might spring up and pursue the path which has been pointed out to it. Oh, okay. So, since this video has gone on for so long, I am going to stop right here, and I'm going to start another one, and just I'm going to read these last three the last two chapters right here, because I don't want you guys to miss this. This is very important. You guys like to hear about visions and dreams, or prophecy. This is prophecy, and I'm going to bring it to you in my next video. I love you all. Shabbat Shalom. Baruch haba Hashem Yahuwah. Shalom and blessings.